If you are going to flourish in any arena of your life, then you have to learn this one thing: solving problems. And not just any problem. And you've probably heard this before. But then how do we go about it? Where do we find the problems to solve? And how do we get the benefits from solving these problems? We can go to so many places, but one of the places that I've found that you can literally go there and seek for the truth is the Bible. We are going to learn how to solve problems, the importance of solving problems from biblical principles that can literally help you in your life, in your business, and any arena of your life. And who more than Jesus, who solved so many problems when he came in the form of human, flesh and blood. We are going to learn these leadership principles from him. Before we get into that, even in the beginning of time, there was one thing that was present, a problem. And what was that problem? The earth was without form. Darkness was upon the earth. That alone is a problem. So even in the beginning of time, the Almighty had a problem to solve. And in Genesis, the first thing that God told us about himself is that he's creative. So meaning creativity starts from solving problems. See, Genesis chapter 1 says that in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. So that's the first thing he told us about himself. And I learned this from one of my mentors. He said something like, if you had to say something that is very important about yourself to somebody, it's probably going to be the first thing you ever say to the person. So if God is telling us that he is creative, then that shouldn't be taken for granted. He said he created the heavens and the earth. That is the first thing God said about himself in the Bible. Now, the first thing God said about man when he created man is that he made us in his own image. If God created us in his own image, and the first thing he said about himself is that he had to solve a problem with his creativity, then guess what? Whenever we decide to start something new, a problem is going to sprout. And I need you to write this down. Disruption follows intention. The bigger the intention you have to do anything in this world, the bigger the disruption. Think about it. Maybe you've wanted to start a business. As soon as you get a business idea, a problem shows up. And for most of you, instead of solving that problem, you use that as an excuse to not move forward. But then I want to take you back to Genesis. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth, and the earth was without form. So guess what? That's the same process. Disruption showed up. So as soon as disruption showed up, God didn't stop there. The first thing God tackled was that problem. What does that show you? Solving problems starts with taking action, not planning on taking action. It starts with the action first. And I always like to take it back to business because that's how well people appreciate a message. If you get a business idea to do something, the first thing you do is the first thing you have to do. And this is what I mean. Let's say you get a business idea to create a cleaning business, hair business for my ladies over here, makeup, skincare, whatever business you start with. Do you know the first thing that you have to do? Try to sell somebody the product before you even buy the product. That is the first action you take. Go sell somebody else's skin product. Just try and sell it and just see if it sells. If it doesn't sell, boom, you move to the next thing. But then this is what normally people will do. So I need to think about taxes, and where I live, the taxes are high, and I have to go order the stuff from China. It will take so long for it to come here. And I don't know what to do if it comes here because I now have to market the product. And you see, all these things that we are doing is all wasting time. So when we go back to Genesis, it says what? In the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. And I know I'm being repetitive, but then I'm trying to make a point. God created heaven and earth. He encountered a problem. As soon as he encountered the problem, he said, let there be light. Okay, with his words, let there be light. And there was light. So we need to take action. Let there be. Take action. As soon as you get a business idea, the littlest thing you can do is take action when the iron is hot. When the iron is hot, let's say this is an iron. If I put this through fire, it's easy for me to bend it. But if I put this through fire and I leave it to cool down, it becomes very difficult for me to bend it. So you take action when the iron is hot. As soon as you get the idea, do something about it. I don't care what it is. Buy a book. Do something. Sell somebody the product. Call a friend. Bro, this product, this is trying to work for me. How much will you pay for it? If I'm to sell this to you, how much will you pay for it? Okay, boom. Go on Amazon, buy the product, try and sell it to somebody. Go on Facebook Marketplace, post it over there, try and sell it to somebody. Because if you keep planning and planning and planning, guess what? The iron gets cold and cold and cold, and now it becomes very hard to bend it. Jesus was a problem solver. Your success in life is dependent on your willingness to solve other people's problems. The more you are willing to solve other people's problems, the more you become successful. A doctor helps you get well. That's the problem they solve. A teacher helps you gain knowledge. That's the problem they solve. When you take your car to the mechanic to fix it, the only reason why you pay them is because they helped you solve a problem with your car. You left it with them, you went home, and you came back and it was solved. You didn't have to think about it. Making money in the marketplace is proportional to the level of value you give to somebody. If you can go back in my previous videos, I've spoken about the levels of value. 4 levels of value: implementation, unification, communication, imagination. These are the 4 levels of value. So depending on which one you solve for somebody else, that is the proportion of money you make. Jesus was a problem solver. Thousands were burdened with guilt of their sins, but Jesus offered forgiveness. That was the problem Jesus solved for them. So he had so many followers because he helped people gain salvation. In John chapter 3, verse 15, it says what? I am the bread of life. Bread stands for food. Bread can stand for money. Bread stands for substance. So he said, I'm the bread of life. When you eat bread, you get full. So he's saying he's the bread of life. If you eat his word, meaning if you consume his word, you become full. Jesus solved miracles for people. Jesus healed the blind. He healed the cripple. And he raised the dead. These are the problems that were solved by Jesus. He figured out a problem and he obsessed over solving people's problems. Think about it. Amazon, Jeff Bezos obsessed over solving a problem for people. If you buy something online, you don't have to wait for 6 days anymore. Within a day, it will be at your door. How convenient is that? He obsessed over a logistical problem. Amazon is not even about selling products. It's about logistics. How fast can I get a product to the person? That is the problem they solve. And if we look at Amazon Prime is literally a subscription for people. Just that alone brings them a lot of money. Because you have Amazon Prime, you would want to shop for something. So Think about ways that you can obsess over people's problems. Some of you are really good at doing something. You know how to play the keyboard, you know how to sing, you know how to dance, you know how to write, you know how to teach, you know how to educate. But then it comes easy to you. And because it comes easy to you, you feel like that is not important enough for somebody to learn from you. But no, listen, it's a gift that you have to work on. Even in the scriptures, it says that if you work on your gift will make room for you. But it's only if you work on them. You need to work on them. Now, think about Jesus. Jesus fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. That is how much he obsessed over a problem. Obsession. Ask yourself this question. When was the last time I focused for 40 days and 40 nights over solving somebody else's problem? Or do I just enjoy people's solutions that they've created? When was the last time I sat down to think of solving someone's problem? Now, the way you can do this is look around you. There are things that come easy to you. What can I solve? What can I help somebody get? What have I been through in life? What challenges have I been through? And how can I get somebody to go from where they are to get to the point that I am, or even close to where I am now? Guess what? That is your product. That is your product. So you need to solve people's problems. Obsession. If you obsess over somebody else's problem much more than they think about it, when you finally get in front of this person and you present to them an offer to help them, they will pay you so much money because they'll think about it. Wow, so this guy even knows and cares about my problem more than I do. Let me pay him for him to help me get to my solution as quick as possible. So obsession. Don't ever think being obsessed with solving problems for people is yucky. No, Jesus obsessed over giving you salvation. And that is why he had a lot of followers. You need to be obsessed. If we are going to learn from him, his leadership secrets, we need to obsess over solving other people's problems. And if we do that, our problems get solved. Think about paying someone's rent. Think about not just your hydro bill, pay somebody else's hydro bill. Not just your electricity bill, pay somebody else's electricity bill. This is thinking from a higher level. Being able to take care of your family is okay. But guess what? If you're able to take care of somebody else's family, that is thinking from a higher level. So meaning there's a responsibility for you to have more to take care of other people. That is solving other people's problems. Jesus had something that others needed. What do you have that others need? Take an inventory of your life. What do I have? What comes easy to me that others need? Maybe before I didn't know how to talk on camera, but now this is me. Okay, I can have a product teaching people how to be confident talking to people, or be confident starting a YouTube channel as a timid person. So I'm just trying to give you an example of what a product can be for you. It doesn't have to be something extraordinary. These little things are skills that you can monetize. What is the wisdom key that we are learning here? What is the secret? Everything that God created is a solution to a problem that presented itself. That is the lesson here. Go out there, obsess over solving other people's problems, and guess what? Your problems will be solved. This is why in the Bible it says, what? If you treat your neighbor as yourself, okay? Now, you don't have to fake it. If you fake it, that is the problem. Don't fake it. Literally go obsess over somebody else's problem, and you see the difference. Okay, how can I help this guy make more money? I've learned how to make money. I've learned how to fix my credit. I've learned how to have a budget for myself, how to be now financially stable. How can I help people with that? That is a product for you. What would you attempt doing if it was impossible to fail? These are guidelines to figure out what you have as a product for yourself that can be a solution to somebody's problem. Every problem gives an opportunity to a solution. But guess what? Every solution gives an opportunity for another problem. I hope you got that. Every problem gives an opportunity for a solution, but every solution gives an opportunity for a problem. So it's like a cycle. It never ends. So you need to obsess over solving more problems. There's never going to be a time where there's no problem in this world. There's only one place on earth that there's no problems in this world, and that is the graveyard. There's no problems there. And guess what? Because people are gone. They are gone. There's nobody's thinking over there. Problem-free area. If you want to go there, I wish you all the best. But if you are going to live on this planet, you need to learn to solve problems. That is the only way that you are rewarded in the marketplace. Now, this is what I mean by every problem gives an opportunity for a solution, and every solution gives an opportunity for another problem. And it goes on and on and on. If I get a phone, guess what? I've solved the problem. Now I can talk to everybody, my friends, my family. But then if I don't protect the phone, I would have to go buy another phone. So I need to buy a case for that phone. So even though the phone was a solution, it created another problem. I can crack my screen. So I need to protect that phone. It goes on and on and on and on. Learn to solve problems. Problems are never going to go away. Obsess over other people's problems more than they obsess over it. And once you present yourself to them, your messaging to them will feel like, I've never heard this before. When you stand in front of them to talk, I've never heard this before. Okay, I think I need to listen to this guy. And guess what? When you have an offer for them, that is income for you. Go out there, go obsess over solving other people's problems, and see how your life will change from today going. If you were made in his image, a problem will present itself to you. And it's your responsibility to figure out the problem by using your creativity. Go out there and be a problem solver like Jesus.